We've got more breaking news coming in. Prime Minister Modi has refused to supply anti-malarial drug hydroxychloroquine to United States. Earlier today, US President Donald Trump had requested Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to supply hydroxychloroquine tablets to US so that the drug can be used to treat COVID-19 patients in the US. The two leaders spoke on the telephone to address the situation with respect to coronavirus pandemic. But now we are learning that India has turned down that request made by the US President. Joining us on the phone line is WION's principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibal with more details. Siddhant, over to you.
Well, an important development, an order has been issued by the DGFT, the Directorate of Foreign Trade of the Indian government. It was issued on 4th and it happened on a day when the conversation happened between the Indian Prime Minister and the US President. We do not know as of now whether the order was issued before the call happened or after the call happened. So what is the big story? The big story is that before this order was issued, there was an earlier order that was issued on 25th of March, which said that there is complete ban on hydroxychloroquine, but there are exceptions which involve that if there is a contractual obligation, then there can be export. But now what the government has done, it has completely banned, even if there is a contractual obligation, even then the export cannot happen. So all the parameters have been deleted from the earlier order. The earlier order also said that exports can be allowed by the government of India to other countries on a humanitarian grounds, on case-by-case cases, but it depends on the MEA's recommendation. So everything, all the exceptions have been deleted from the new order, and it clearly states that hydroxychloroquine or any formulation made of the hydroxychloroquine, which is something that has been approved by the Indian authorities as being used against COVID, healthcare workers who will be helping people who are impacted by COVID, they are requested to use this thing. This was approved by the medical authorities here. So that is why it is important. And we know that the US President Donald Trump yesterday said that he has requested the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to send the order placed by Washington to get hydroxychloroquine, because it is important for America to get that, because given the fact that the situation has exacerbated there, and it seems that US is now the epicenter of the big crisis.
Then stay with us. Absolutely, like you mentioned, United States is the epicenter of this global coronavirus pandemic now. US has more coronavirus patients than the next two hardest hit countries combined, that is Italy and Spain. So US is currently in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic, and Donald Trump has been promoting the use of this drug called hydroxychloroquine. Siddhant, what's the importance of this drug? Why is Trump promoting this drug so much, and why has India banned its export now?
Well, he himself has said that it is a medicine when it comes to COVID. There is no consensus globally when it comes to the practitioners or from the medical community regarding use of hydroxychloroquine as a medicine. But what India has done, it has approved the use of hydroxychloroquine for the medical workers, healthcare workers who are helping people to recover from COVID, to recuperate from COVID, and that is why it is needed in certain cases, and that is why it is scarce now across the globe. As India had banned it immediately after the ICMR had announced last month that it can be used by healthcare workers. But now India is getting more stringent on that, and India does not want its export to happen because there might be scarcity here in India. We know that in India also we are facing scarcity when it comes to hydroxychloroquine or personal protection equipment or masks, especially ventilators. We are engaging with China, with South Korea and Singapore to get PPS and ventilators, especially 10,000 ventilators from China. So these are the things which are happening, and that this is part of a global and a domestic effort by New Delhi to make sure that there is no scarcity regarding certain things, whether it is medicine or whether it is PPM. But finally, we will get official clarity at 4 p.m. India government COVID PC, which happens every day now. This is a question which is expected at the press conference. In fact, WION has sent this question because they have started a new process by which journalists can send questions without being present here, because it's part of social distancing policy of the government. And we do expect an official clarity, but as of now, it looks that India has sent a subtle message to Washington that it's not going to send any hydroxychloroquine because it is required here in India as well.
All the latest details on that big breaking news story.